right, we've got Lauren Fix, better known as the car coach, joining us now. Thank you so very much for coming to the studio.
Thank you.
All right, so at the CES, all we're hearing is about autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles, companies pumping a lot of money into new technology.
Yes.
Daimler doing the same. I mean, a truck, you know, a commercial company doing this for their trucks.
Right.
Are you buying into the story?
Well, I'm not an autonomous car fan yet. We're far from that. But as far as testing, Ford's been testing in an enclosed environment for years, and Nissan's testing. Of course, Audi's been testing. All the big brands have been testing their technology. And there's a couple factors that are slowing it down from coming to the streets on a regular basis.
Okay, when I see this truck, which you see on the screen right now, imagine that being autonomous.
I think that would concern people.
Would that concern people? I mean, it would, right? I mean, you'd have to have really top-notch technology, and you'd still have to have a driver in there to take over the wheel just in case.
Absolutely, because if a snowstorm happens, a windstorm, there's black ice, something that could happen without much notice, although it would get the communication, would it react the same way you would? I mean, it's not going to pull over and park if there's suddenly a windstorm or a snowstorm that happens. That could be a problem. So these are things that we have to think about. And if it needs an update, is it going to stop on the side of the road? And so they go, I'm sorry, we'll have to wait while this updates.
But I guess they have to invest. I mean, everyone's doing it, right?
Right,
So you have to be ahead of the curve.
Right.
So let's shift gears now and look at Carlos Ghosn. And of course, here he appeared in court. He's pleading innocent right now. What are you making of this? Because if you look at what's happening under Japanese law, we're not really hearing very much from him. We're not really hearing a lot from his lawyers either.
Right. You got to remember, he only sees his lawyers a limited amount of time. There's no family members allowed to communicate with him. Even his son's been trying to communicate. And the rules that they have in Japan are completely different than here in the U.S. So he's been essentially in prison since November 19th. And they thought he would be able to be let go on January 11th, which is coming up. But it looks like they're going to come up with more charges to hold him. It's actually pretty sad. I mean, someone who saved Nissan, who runs Renault, who put a company relationship together with Mitsubishi, he's in prison. We don't even know if the accusations are true. That's the thing. You can accuse anyone in that country and they'll arrest you, and they think he's a flight risk or would tamper with evidence. You know, I've known him quite a few years, and I've had dinner with him, and I'm just thinking,
So you're not buying into this? I mean, you're saying...
No, I think it's a coup.
Really?
I think it's a coup. I think it's a very strong message they're sending him, and that message is sent and received.
Why would that happen, though?
I think that Carlos Ghosn was looking to retire at some point down the road, and Nissan does not want to be owned by a French car company. And I think he was thinking, we'll merge this together to create a strong three-company relationship, and they didn't like what he was doing. And that's why you're seeing a couple of the executives here in the U.S. taking a leave of absence, as they're calling it.
Yeah, and it's interesting, he's still in charge of Renault, which is interesting.
Well, they trust him. They believe in him.
All right. Well, thank you very much for this, Lauren. Great to have you in studio. Much appreciated for your time.